It's lunchtime at Centuron Middle School. Here I am walking through the cafeteria. As you can see on this side of the cafeteria, it is all girls. The girls and the boys tend to sit on opposite sides, and they usually don't sit together, which is pretty common. And then the lunch ladies are scooping the lunch here for the students. The teachers, we actually get to scoop our own lunch, so we can grab as much as we want. Usually they may limit some things, but here are the lunch ladies. So this is how the food is usually laid out for us. I just grab a tray and scoop this onto my plate. There's really no amount of limited portions unless it says to only grab 2 or 3. So I just make my way through the line and serve myself. Grab the tongs there. And sometimes at the end of lunchtime they'll have a treat like some juice or a dessert. This particular lunch was noodles with kimchi and seaweed. Here's a rice cake with some cut up pieces of ham and mushroom in some cream sauce, kind of their attempt at mixing Korean and Western food. Some yellow radish, dumpling, and some artificial pineapple juice. So that was the lunch from that particular day. Next day is white rice, some cut up hot dogs, some radish, some chicken with noodles, and potatoes. Those potatoes are actually really good. As you can see there, this is noodles that kind of are seasoned with a seasoning that kind of tastes like curry to me, but it's similar to dakgalbi that they call here in Korea. And they always give us a soup. The soup is really common. It's usually some cabbage and hot dogs. Next day, rice again with some cutlet, and this sauce is somewhat kind of tastes like tartar sauce, mayonnaise based, and these seasoned mushrooms, not spicy at all, look spicy but not. And then we usually get these little yogurt, little itty bitty bottles of yogurt, and of course kimchi is a common side dish that we always get for lunch. And this soup, which actually this is one of my favorite soups. Next day again, rice and some fried, not sure what that is. I think I'm gonna get in there and break into it and see what it is. It's tofu, fried breaded tofu with some brown sweet sauce on the outside there. Some salad, dried itty bitty fishes, kimchi again, and some chicken stew with all types of goodies in there. Really just like a shredded chicken with some vegetables and mushrooms. The next day, rice again, some kimchi, vegetables. We often get these seaweed sheets, which are salty. And this is some potatoes, carrots, and chicken. And here's some cut up tofu, bell peppers, and random things, I'm not sure. Here goes that soup again, similar cabbage, hot dogs, and tofu. The soup is actually a very common soup that they serve at lunch. Next day, white rice again. Surprise, surprise. Sometimes we get these packages of tofu, soft tofu, and I'll show you what I'll do with that later. And then these little meat cakes with some white vermicelli noodles and cut up kimchi. It's usually served cold. And this is the soy sauce that I'll eat with the tofu. And here goes that soup again, the chicken with vegetables and other random things. So what I usually do is I take the tofu and I dump it into the soy sauce, or I just put the soy sauce on the tofu, but it gives the tofu some flavor and adds a bit of saltiness to eat with the rice. Next day, here's white rice again. As you can see, there's little yellow bits in there. Some kimchi, this fake hamburger patty looking thing that doesn't taste anything like ground beef with some sauce on the outside, a salad, and this is my favorite banchan dish, kind of garlic root with some pieces of meat in there. It's awesome. This soup is pretty plain, just some pieces of tofu and some bits of mushroom in there. next day we have white rice again with the yogurt cup there, some dumplings, and rice cake with chicken and some bits of carrots, some cucumber and kimchi, and this black bean jjajangmyeon, I think they call it, or jjajang, and you eat it with the rice. This soup again, very common, as I said before. We get the hot dog bits and cut up kimchi or cabbage. Goes white rice again with some seaweed, kimchi. These are like some different shaped dumplings with some pineapple, onions, and bell peppers on top. Battered vegetables and this jello-like side that I'm not too fond of. Next day, breaded cutlet with white rice. It's actually pretty good. Kimchi again. You see these salty fishes that pair well with some rice. I know they look kind of creepy, but they actually taste pretty good. So I don't mind having those for lunch. A salad with a dressing that kind of tastes like honey mustard mixed with mayonnaise. And this very plain soup. This is my least favorite soup. It doesn't taste bad, but there's just not much in there besides bean sprouts. So you can see they're scooping up nothing. Here goes rice. This rice has some beans in it, not all white. It kind of has a tint of brown to it. This is some sweet lotus root and some breaded meat. Tastes mainly like breading. They give you a little piece of ramen, dried ramen. And here goes that kimchi soup again, but this time they put tofu in it with some cut up cabbage and hot dogs. Here goes the chicken with carrots and potatoes with this purple rice, broccoli and mushrooms, kimchi, and this soup that has some eggs in it, and rice cake that is shaped like a disc. And that's just a glimpse into some of the lunches that I have at Sinchuan Middle School. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out my website at www.kimmyonaquest.com. See ya!